Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye up, bye up, bye up. You know what? Fuck all that, man. Let's get straight to it. What's good, man? So I say I appreciate everyone that's in here supporting. This is a lightweight reaction or a real reaction, man. I seen a video that Dubs made yesterday, man. And in the video, he expressed some concern, a situation that he doesn't like, and pretty much is basically saying in this video he doesn't support Renegade Media's push and the way he's putting shit out there. Now, there was a particular situation that happened the other day, this past weekend, where there was a murder in Mexico of a CEO of a record label from Northern California, or a northern-based record label. It was a northern Mexico record label that supported the Northern California cause, the Norteños, right? And I did a video on it. I know the homie Hangout did a video. Well, Renegade Media actually did a video as well. And of course, in my video, I tried to be unbiased. At the same time, I tried to give you the facts as I knew them, which not a lot of people know the inner workings of what exactly is going on, but those that need to know. And I kept it right there. I just gave you the news that the CEO was murdered, unfortunately. And I didn't quite go into the details of why this took place. Everyone could assume and make assumptions on why. I kind of went the route that Mexico is a dangerous place. And if you're having money or you're trying to make money and you're not from there, you're going to get spotted. And, people are going to feel some type of way. But I didn't elaborate into the crime itself and exactly why this happened, because I don't know, to be totally honest with you. I just know of the individual that was killed, and it was an unfortunate thing. And I knew that there were going to be a lot of guys from Northern California and guys that were part of certain groups that feel, that's their brother, that's their homeboy. People shouldn't be speaking on them, let alone people that are no longer in the mix or in great standings, right? So I try to keep it, like I said, I try to play defense on that one, ride the fence on that one. And it was what it was. And of course, Rascal did pretty much the same thing, man. He gave you the facts as he knew them, which there's not a lot of facts out there, and kept it pushing. We did content to do content. Now, at the same time, Renegade Media did his spill, and it was a little bit more informational and detailed, but were those details the actual truths, or was he just making them up as he went along? There's a lot of people that get all their feathers get all fucking ruffled when myself or Dubs or anyone talks about Renegade Media. Let that Vato do him. He's doing his own thing. That's understandable. You're absolutely right. He can talk about whatever the hell he wants to talk about. It's his channel. No one's trying to dictate his channel or push him to do certain things. But you have to understand, in the lifestyle that we lived, or even in a lifestyle that we continue to live to whatever degree, there's things you should and should not do, or should and should not speak on, because it's a dangerous situation. And if you care about your livelihood, your family, your peoples that you fuck with, if you care about people in general, man, then you would shut your fucking mouth, because at the end of the day, you're causing nothing but chaos and trouble, especially when it's behind lies, when you don't even know, or maybe you do. And the only way you would know the intricate details into the situation, because there's definitely no active gang members telling you this. The only way you would know is if law enforcement is feeding you with this bullshit. And then what does that mean for you? You're working hand in hand with law enforcement, right? I'm not saying that Renegade is doing that. I'm just saying there's only certain ways to find out certain information, man. We turn towards the news. I know I look at the news. I vet things out when people tell me certain things. And I have to, after certain situations where people have lied to me or misguided me, man, I learned as I went along. But I'm definitely not going to make up fucking stories and lie to you as I go to make the story more juicier, right? So Dubs did a video. He didn't take too kindly to what Renegade's video was. I have not watched this video yet. I wanted to react to it in real time. So let's get to it. Let's see what Dubs had to say, man. Trip out with me. Let's go.
Here we go again.
Uh-oh.
For all the fans of this guy, all the subscribers of this guy, I'm not even going to say his name this time. You guys know who it is. We have a very reckless individual on YouTube. There was one like him before, was not around anymore. Because
And I'm going to stop it right there and say I think we all know who that guy was. And when you speak reckless, and when you speak reckless about certain organizations or groups or gangs or anything where it's for keeps, where it's for reals, there's no fakery. It's serious situations. People take the game serious, right? You have to watch what you say because things that you say can be misconstrued as disrespect, or in the guy he's talking about who's no longer with us, can be just blatant, and it doesn't matter if you come back and you apologize. It doesn't matter if you try to clean it up. At the end of the day, it's already out there. It's already on social media. That's why social media is a dangerous weapon to use, and you got to know how to use it. But there's people that are very reckless, man. And I think Dubs is coming from a place where he's trying to give Glecha, but at the same time, he's concerned because anytime in the Raza community, and we take shit serious, right? There's another brown man speaking on things or just being too flamboyant with his mouthpiece, that could affect other people, myself, Dubs, anyone else, man, because the guys that this guy tends to speak on, I'm speaking on Renegade Media, they're not going to see it for it's just him. It's going to be like, hey, fuck all these vatos. You know what I mean? So, it's okay if you want to put your family and yourself in danger. But when you're putting a lot of other people in danger through what you're saying, man, motherfuckers don't like that. So let's keep it pushing.
Because of the same type of stuff. And I said it before, I don't wish bad on anybody. Even the people that troll me and talk all that masa about me, I'm not going to wish ill on anybody, right? But somebody sent me this dude's video. There was a video about an incident that just occurred the other day in Mexico. For me, see, I'm not from that part of California. The people the incident that occurred in Mexico. I don't know nothing about that stuff. In the decades I did in prison, I know that I don't know enough. And not only that, that's none of my business. That right there is a whole nother level, right? Now, but here you go with this individual, man. And he's naming.
So what Dubs is basically saying is, and it's not playing the North or South thing. He's being real. He's saying that is Northern business, and he'd rather not put his foot in that pond because not only does he not know enough information to, make a whole video on it, he's not concerned with it because it doesn't affect him. He's in Southern California. He's grew up a certain way. He pays attention to what's going on around him. Now, myself, the reason I did a video being from Northern California, I have lightweight association with individuals that have association or have once had, right? So, when it comes to certain things, now don't get it twisted. There are things in Northern California Dubs has done videos on, like Woody, and certain things that he's researched and that people wanted him to talk about or wanted his opinion on. But something that just happened like that at that level in Mexico, it's kind of a tricky situation. So the best thing for him was to not even speak on it, man. But Renegade Media, again, he is from Northern California, so maybe he felt that he should or could speak on it, but it was in the ways and the things that he said, the untruths is what Dubs is getting at, I see.
California, Northern California rappers tying their name into shit. He's saying that this thing that unfortunately occurred in Mexico, which is none of his business, he's saying that the people that did it were arrested a few hours later and their car was full of the stuff that they got from that house. How you know that? What law enforcement are you talking to?
Hey, man, I got to agree. Look, whether or not the stuff that those guys were arrested with was from that home, why would you talk about that and say that, and help the authorities in their investigation? You know, you only know what you've seen on the news clip or what the media is saying. You know, you don't use that as facts or truths and say, hey, this is what it is. No, no, that ain't what it is. Never speak unless fucking spoken to. You know, you could have did a video and look, this is real. I'm not hating. I'm just saying you could have did a video like, hey, breaking news, this is what happened. This dude got murdered, man. Not sure why. You know, guys were arrested later with a gang of stuff. No one knows if it was from that home or not. You know, big time media is saying it was. I don't know that to be true, man. I wasn't the fucking cucaracha on the wall when the shit went down. You know, let's talk about the real deal. Unfortunately, man, there's a guy who did a lot for his gente, a lot for his people, man, who is no longer with us. And let's have some respect for his family and his friends and his homeboys and say, man, you know, whether I know and I have the inner details or not, I'm not going to put them out there because, you know, they're not for everybody's ears. Let's go.
How do you know these dudes weren't on one and hit a bunch of licks? But no, everything in that car, he's pinning on one hot limb, one lick. I don't dislike the dude. I just can't stand what he does, you know, and
I'm going to agree with Dubs right there, man. You know, people, they hate all the time and they defend 59J, Renegade Media. I don't dislike him. He's a youngster. I've helped him in the past. You know, I hope that, you know, him and his family make an abundance and a pile of money because I know that's what he's doing this for. And I hope that, you know, he's able to be safe and live the life he wants to live. But some of the things he does do is it's overboard, man. And real ones that have done time and real ones that know what time it is will say that. And people that are just into the look and the rap and the style, they'll be like, stop hating, you're hating. There's no hating, man. You know, we'll see where all that ends, you know, where he ends up. When you're telling details and you're helping law enforcement, you'll see how it ends up. That's the truth. There's no hatred there. I don't dislike that man, hate him, but I agree with Dub. Some of the things he does, that's why I don't speak on him too much. I'm like, wow, bro, you're selling your soul for money. You're selling out all the way. You were a homie, bro. You know what time it is. All that, you know, oh man, I don't care about that no more, man. I made my bed. I'm gonna lay in that motherfucker, man.
It's to me extremely obvious that he's never really been around serious individuals. He's never ever been around the people that he talks about, the people that he can't stop talking about, and he's only talking about them. All that he's trying to help somebody, and this man, the proof is in the pudding, man.
And that pudding tastes like caca, I'm sure. Dubs is absolutely real. You know, let's be transparent right now. Let's be real. All the prison content creators, man, I'm doing this to try to help someone. Why don't we ever see videos helping anyone? Why don't we ever see you trying to bless someone or lacing someone up or helping them? Why is it always, man, I'm trying to tell people, man, so they don't. But in the meanwhile, you're talking about videos about dudes stabbing each other and killing each other and everything and getting all hype and happy about it. Let's be real. We're all content creators. And you know, the majority of the content creators, myself included, I do it because it's therapeutic to me. It's what I'm good at, telling my stories, my comedy, having fun. But at the same time, I'm doing it to make money, man. I'm trying to make money. When you admit it and be real and say, hey, I'm just trying to make money, you'll get a lot more respect. But I don't think it's the respect he's after. It's the bag that he's after. And if you're getting that bag, cool. But at what price?
The proof is in the pudding. You joined a gang on the streets. Then you joined something in prison. Got pushed out of that. You blew it. You have scars on your body showing that you couldn't hang there, that they said you ain't worthy. Then you joined something else because you were mad at that. And then you're done with that. And now we're supposed to believe after 3 failed attempts at being a gang member, after 3 failed attempts, that now all of a sudden you really give a damn. And all you do is you talk about open cases And there's people that don't get what I'm saying and why I respond to this stuff. And they say, oh, Dove still thinks he's a part of it. No, I'm not. No, I don't. I am a square. But YouTube is my place of
a square with a cold gash right here. That looks. What are the Grand Canyon guy?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a cold wrinkle.
Shout out my boy Doves, but he's absolutely correct, man. I'm not gonna fake the funk like he's not gonna fake the funk, and we're not gonna act like we're part of something and that we're not. Okay, absolutely not, man. Respect those that are doing what they're doing, but distance, right? But as far as what Renegade is doing, and it's not like, I'm gonna keep it real. It's not like this guy's going crazy and he's speaking. He's doing content people want to see. That's a fact. But some of the things he says are very disrespectful, and he just goes too far. Let's just be real. Shit. I mean, you clean up your act, bro. Like Dub says, 3 failed attempts. And I'm gonna be doing a video, man, here pretty soon, about people that drop out several times because they start joining different gangs and they can't hang with those, and how they cover tattoos on their face and all that. I'll be doing that video pretty soon. And you guys got to watch that. It's a very good one. Very informational, knowledge you can't get in college. But I agree with Dubs right here, man. Of course, if you had 3 failed attempts, now all of a sudden, because you couldn't make it, now the gangs are all bad, and now you want to help people not join that? You tried 3 times. Give them their opportunities, huh?
Business. There's a reason why people are upset at YouTubers, and it's because of big mouths like that. It trickles down onto everybody. If you're Raza and you have this big mouth that doesn't know what he's talking about, listen, look at anybody that saw the video said, maybe this is why. Maybe that's why this happened. Maybe he did this. Maybe they thought that. What?
That's a whole lot of maybes. That's a whole lot of maybes, man. Maybe you're giving the law enforcement ideas. Just maybe.
You should say that in every one of your videos and stop acting like you know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, Holmes. You're talking about organizations that you've never been near. You're talking about vatos that you've never been around. Instead, you're talking to people who are victims of those guys and those organizations. And you're running with their version. You're a puppet. I've said it before. You got to stop, man. You're putting everyone else in jeopardy because you keep bouncing around. The rest of us aren't. We're not. Because we don't disrespect those people. But yeah.
That's the truth, man. Let's be real here. If you've made your bed and you're willing to lay in it and you're willing to accept the consequences for your actions, why do you continue to move, go? What are you running from? I myself, I live in Washington State. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I moved before I started YouTube to get a better job, to make to make my family have a better existence, right? To make sure that my family is financially secure. And, I started YouTube, and for a while I went back to California. Just for a while, I was in the Bay Area up in Newark, South Bay, right by Sanjo, and I was doing my little thing. I was in Modesto for a minute. And then eventually I slid back out, to where I lived. And I'll be totally honest with you. I get so much hate. Oh, you're the runner, man. You ran out of state. Why are you talking about Renegade Media? You do the same thing. No, I don't, because I came and I've been in the same place ever since, man. And I'm not bouncing from spot to spot to spot to spot. And I had been living out of state before YouTube. Didn't no one run me out of my city. Didn't no one, I feel my life was in jeopardy. I was non-active in my city for 3 years on parole on the West Side. That's a fact. No one could dispute that. Working at the Dole Company with vatos from Livas and Merced and Modesto and Turlock. And I did that, right? And not that I'm proud of it or trying to act like I was tough, because there was some skirmishes that happened and there were some people that felt a certain type of way, but I survived, right? And I did what I had to do. But when you're moving and moving and moving, but then you're sitting there and telling the people, oh man, I've accepted my fate, I'm cool. So just because you've accepted your fate, that gives you the right to disrespect people that from different organizations and groups and serious individuals. You just don't learn, huh?
Yet we are hearing the whispers. He had the nerve to say that I was beefing with some of those rappers when I was in this city. Serio? What beef? On the phone? On the internet? That's beef?
What? Where's the beef?
People sell their souls for pennies.
That's listen to this. This is real game, man. That Dubs just said. People sell their soul for pennies, man. You know, but it's not only them. It can be whoever's around you. You need to understand that. It's very serious when it gets to a certain level. And if this guy doesn't understand that, and I'm sure he does, he's not that dumb. He understands what it is. You have children, you have a wife, you have family that you love. You know, I do YouTube content creation, and I'm not going to lie. When I first started my channel, man, I did speak on things maybe I shouldn't have. Let's be real. And I took a look at it, and I said, you know what? Let me stop that. Let me stop that immediately because, first of all, it ain't cool. It's none of my business, and I'm going to go ahead and stand back from that, and I've stood 10 toes down on that. But I never disrespected them guys. I only showed them respect. When you're constantly calling people tecatos, they're utilizing, they treat their own people. I'm like, come on, bro. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But you're being very, very explosive, very disrespectful. And like Dub says, the trickle-down effect, then it makes these guys, it makes them seem to them like it's everyone who's saying that and doing that. And it's putting everyone into that big old ball that you created, that snowball effect, right? That ain't cool, man. So I agree with Dubs.
And it's a damn shame. Like, whatever happened in Mexico, people have family members, that are trying to grieve, that are trying to mourn. And then they hear some big mouth regurgitating maybe what law enforcement is feeding them. Because it damn sure ain't anybody in that house that day. It damn sure isn't anybody that's incarcerated because of it, right? So who the fuck is he talking to?
Wow.
Where is he getting? Oh, boy, I mean, man, it could have been from this, and maybe this happened, and maybe that. Maybe you're very irresponsible. It's not even a maybe about it. You are very.
Dubs is going in. He said, maybe you're irresponsible. Dubs getting all motherfucking old school on him, right? I agree, though. You know, when you do content, you have to toe the line. You have to know how to speak without speaking, right? Without saying too much, you know, and I get a lot of ridicule, a lot of hate for it because I'll do a video and they're like, damn, you didn't say much. You know, you got to watch that video over again to realize, man, that the way I speak and the way I do things, you might think I'm trying to be funny at times, but there's some real meat on that bone, right? I'm really giving you game, knowledge you can't get in college. Real talk. I'm not going to sit here and blatantly tell you, oh, this is the guy who killed him or this, you know, I'm not even going to allude to that because that's just that's not cool, man. Let me get back over here, man. My bad. Let me get back over here. And that's just that, you know, but anyways, at the same time, I'm going to agree with Dubs in that again, man. You know, this guy, it seems like he's being irresponsible and just doing videos to do them at this point.
Irresponsible. You are very disrespectful. YouTube has given people balls they never had before. And I think that's why they do the things they do. People that have never, ever, ever wielded any power over real men get on here and then they get sucked up into their own egos. I'll be damned.
I'm going to go ahead and end that right there. And there's a reason I'm going to end it right there. I want you guys to go to the Dubs channel and watch the full video if you have not watched it, man, where Dubs is going to continue to let you know and give Fletcher, man, exactly why he doesn't dislike Renegade Media, man, not at all, but dislikes some of the things he's doing. And, you know, we don't make these videos to hate on the man. We don't make these videos to mention him for views because we could do views without mentioning him. It's more so game, homie. You know, you weren't ashamed to call me and ask me for game when you were starting your channel. Well, here's some more game. You know what time it is, and some of the things that have happened and occurred around you, some serious things. When's enough going to be enough? When are you going to stop, playing with these groups and thinking that they're going to play back with you? You know they're not. So why continue it? For views and money? It ain't that serious, man. I know you, bro. You're a hardworking man. Work hard. Work better. Work smarter. And because one day you're not going to be able to do that. I don't know, man. This is a good video Dubs put out. Like I said, if you want to continue to watch it on the Dubs channel. Go support, man. Here's my last thing to Renegade Media. I don't hate you, man. I don't even dislike you, but I'm sympathetic to you. I feel sympathy for you, man, because I don't see it ending well for you, bro. And that's just real. I'm not trying to push that. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just stating facts. This is the gun. Bang, bang.